Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jasmine Alderson. Bear with us just a second here while we get everything set up. All right. Just so everyone knows, we are streaming live on Facebook, and this is also going to be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel. So just to go over a couple of housekeeping things, if you're watching us via Zoom and you have a question, you can message me using the chat feature. My name is Jasmine. I'll be your host for today. If you're watching us live via Facebook, drop us a message in the just in the comments, and we'll make sure we get everything answered for you. If you're watching us via Zoom, then just make sure that you like and subscribe to our page. That way you can keep up with all of these events and everything that we're doing. So thank you so much for joining us today. Again, my name is Jasmine Alderson. I'm the spa director here at LUX A Medical Spa. I'm being joined today by Lauren West. She's the Colorescience Business Development Strategist. She's going to be talking to us about all of our favorite sunscreens. We, at LUX A Medical Spa, we are co-owned by a dermatologist, Carmen Trawick, and a plastic surgeon, Frederick Winiger. So this is one of their favorite sunscreen lines. They both really believe in using the best sun protection. And as Dr. Trawick would say, the best sunscreen you could use is the sunscreen that you will use. Well, we truly have found that with Colorescience, people love using this. Men, women, children, babies. But I'm going to turn everything over to Lauren. And so she can tell us a little bit more about Colorescience. And then at the end of her presentation, she's going to do a demonstration. So she's makeup free right now, and then she's going to show us how she uses some of her makeup. So again, if you have questions along the way, please make sure to use the chat feature or comment, and we will stop her and ask. Thank you again so much for joining us.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you, Jasmine, for the introduction, and thank you all for jumping on this virtual event to talk about SPF and Colorescience and really what sets us apart. So I thought we'd start with the basics, and that's sunscreen 101. I just have to say, not all sunscreens are created equal. There's definitely a difference in what you're putting on your skin with SPF. So I thought I would start with that so you guys can really have an understanding of why Colorescience is so unique, why it's carried in medical aesthetic practices such as Lux, and why it's a top pick for many dermatologists and plastic surgeons worldwide. So we're going to start with the basics, as I said, of sun. Oh, sorry, guys, can you hear me? Technology here. Okay, let's see. So we're going to start with kind of just a review of skin. I think it's important to understand just a little bit of basic knowledge about the difference between UVA and UVB, and what causes what, and why we should be protecting our skin, especially as we age, from these two factors. So first, we need to kind of, I guess, get some interaction going, but does anybody know, and I don't know if we have the option, Jasmine, to chime in or have anyone that's attending the call comment, but does anyone know the difference between UVA and UVB? And is that something
Yes, you can certainly unmute yourself and then mute yourself back. It's not anonymous, so just so you know, we will know who's speaking, so you can either do that, or if you want to send me, drop something in the chat feature, I can answer for you if you wish to stay anonymous.
Okay, perfect. So let's get I want some help here, maybe from someone that's on the call, that's a patient. Does anybody know the difference between UVA and UVB? And if so, if you want to drop a comment in the chat option. And if not, it's okay. That's why I'm here, to make sure we understand the difference and that you as a patient are aware in protecting your skin. I'll give it just a second, and if we don't get any comments, I'll just continue.
Someone said I think zinc is a sunscreen, but not sure which one.
Okay, so zinc is an ingredient actually that is part of physical sunscreens. So that is, you know, that's a topic when we would go into physical versus chemical sunscreens, which we will touch on. But great question. So zinc, yes, to answer if that was your question, is protection in its physical form in SPF. But the first thing I want to make sure we talk about is UVA and UVB and just the difference. So I'm going to jump into that, but I want to start with UVB. UVB stands for, or if you want to equate it to the burning rays. So this is radiation energy that is intense. It doesn't penetrate completely into the dermis, but we know it can cause significant damage to the skin. So we know that you don't have to sunburn to increase your risk of skin cancer, but this is one of those myths that we have to kind of work through to dispel, as we will hear things like, I don't burn, or you have patients, or you as a patient might say, I don't burn, I have olive skin. But regardless of your skin tone, if your skin's turning red, or if you do get darker when you're out in the sun, it's your skin's natural state working to protect or defend itself from those harmful rays as a result of being damaged in the process. So that's the UVB part of the conversation here. I want to make sure you guys understand. Now UVA, which we like to call aging rays. So the A stands for aging in UVA, and UVB, the B stands for burning. So both are factors that we have to make sure we're protecting our skin from, to of course protect our investment too, especially when we're getting laser treatments or injectables or facials. I mean, or simply because we want to stop the aging process. So aging rays, although more recent research show that these rays also cause cancer, they penetrate deeper into the skin, causing structural damage to the skin, including elastosis. So both UVA and UVB rays lead to aging and skin cancer. So both need to be filtered to protect our skin. And that's why over the last 15 to 20 years, we have widely instructed people to find a broad spectrum SPF. So all of our total protection products and the products that are carried from the total protection portfolio at Lux have complete broad spectrum protection, of course. They're also chemical free. And they have something called EnviroScreen technology, which sets us apart as the SPF authority in the industry, which I'll get into in just a few minutes. So basic number one, find a broad spectrum SPF that protects against both UVA and UVB. And you probably are going to say, or maybe you've asked yourself, where do I find that on the label? So always make sure you're looking for those things on our products specifically. If you use, say, our Total Protection Brush On Shield, which is a must-have for reapplication, you'll see it on the actual front of the box. It should be right up there. But also, some of our products will have you lift up the box. It'll show the call out of broad spectrum protection. It's a tongue twister. So just want to make sure you guys know that, again, UVA, UVB, both having both of those protection factors in SPF is critical. So how do we test to know that a product can actually make that claim? Is anyone familiar with how this regulated testing process is done to see if it's UVA, UVB protection? I'll give you just a minute, and if anyone wants to type in any response to the chat option, you're welcome to. And if not, we'll kind of break it down high level. All right, I'll move on. And I'll make sure you guys kind of have an idea of how that's tested. So the American Academy of Dermatology, just so you know, always recommends to this day an SPF 30 or higher. So UVB protection is indicated by SPF, or sun protection factor. That's what SPF stands for. So this indicates two things. It indicates the amount of time you will have before your skin burns, and then it will also indicate the amount of photon protection the formula provides you. So let's talk about the time element first. So if it takes 10 minutes for your bare skin to begin turning red when exposed to UVB, then an SPF 30 should technically give you 300 minutes of protection. So now if it only takes 1 minute, then an SPF 30 would give you 30 minutes. So the problem here is that most people don't know how long it takes their individual skin to begin turning red when unprotected. And that's why the general rule of reapplying every 2 hours has been given. And it's something that we should all be doing, inside, outside, especially if it is a Colorescience brush. And we'll talk about that too, because not only is this brush protecting from UVA, UVB, but it's protecting from other inside environmental factors that we now have studies to prove age your skin, like our computer screens. So moving on, let me just get over to my presentation here. Okay, so we are going to now look at this slide here. So this one, I'm going to quickly review with you. So I want to just make sure you guys, kind of get the idea here with the time factor and the SPF factor. But the SPF number also indicates how much UVB protection you're getting as well. So what this slide is demonstrating is that an SPF 15, when applied properly, should protect against 93% of the UVB light. An SPF 30 is going to protect 97%, and an SPF 50 is going to protect 98%. So this is why most experts recommend an SPF 30 to 50, and also why anything higher than a 50 is really more about marketing. So keep that in mind. So now that we know how UVB is regulated, what about UVA? So how do we know how much UVA protection a formula provides? So does anybody have any clue about that, on how much we know about UVA protection and how much our formula protects from that? And if not, we'll advance to the next screen here, which leads me to one of my favorite topics, which is physical sunscreen versus chemical sunscreen, and what is the difference. So important to know. I love sharing this information because it's so educational, and it's important to not only our well-beings, but also our environment as well. So what's the difference? Physical sunscreens prevent UV rays from hitting the skin at all. So essentially, anything that's a physical sunscreen bounces those UV rays off the skin, whereas chemical sunscreens absorb those UV rays into the skin, and it's really exacerbating a lot of skin conditions as well. So some things that you want to look for when you're buying sunscreen to determine if it's physical versus chemical are the ingredients. And the main thing is active ingredients. The first thing you should look at on anything that has SPF are the active ingredients. So physical sunscreen, the only thing that it will have listed in active ingredients are zinc oxide and or titanium dioxide. Okay, that's it. If it has anything else besides both of those or one or the other, it is not a physical sunscreen. So be very careful and mindful of that. So if you have sensitive skin, you definitely want to opt in for a physical sunscreen as well, for various reasons. But and then the chemical sunscreen, the things that you want to look for in the ingredient list are listed here, if you guys can hopefully see the screen. But it's definitely worth making note of, and you can Google it, and we can always get you some more information on the ingredient list. But the active ingredients that will be listed if it is a chemical sunscreen are oxybenzone, avobenzone, octisalate, octocrylene, homosalate, and octinoxate. So, it's kind of eye-opening, but that's definitely the ones you want to avoid when it comes to chemical sunscreens.
I always tell people, Lauren, that if you can pronounce it, because we know how to pronounce and read and spell zinc, and we can pretty much figure out how to pronounce and read titanium, but if it's any of those other things and you don't know how to pronounce it, it's probably not the ingredients you want to look for.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it, Jasmine. Thank you. So hopefully that gave you guys a little bit of, education if you were not sure what the difference was. But chemical sunscreens are exactly what it sounds like, a mixture of chemicals that come together to block UVA and UVB. These ingredients are tasked with degrading or kind of deactivating sunlight, creating a chemical reaction that transforms UV rays into heat, which again is absorbed into the skin. So physical sunscreen again deflects those rays and that heat. So countless dermatologists I mentioned recommend physical sunscreen over chemical, and we can provide various studies to those that may be interested on the chemical versus physical sunscreens on both the body and the environment. So the other thing I guess I want to just mention when it comes to physical versus chemical sunscreens, again, just physical sunscreens protect from the sun as soon as it's applied. You don't have to wait. Chemical sunscreen takes approximately 20 minutes to begin to work. So physical sunscreens will also last longer when in direct UV light. So chemical sunscreens will stop working much more rapidly and will have to be applied more frequently too. And then again, if you have any problematic skin concerns with, congestion, keep in mind physical sunscreens also do not clog the pores or congest the skin. So that's another big factor too, making it better for sensitive skin. So bottom line is no matter what your age, what your skin type is though, or any particular skin condition you might be dealing with, physical sunscreen is always a better choice, and dermatologists agree. So I love this fact. I love to post it on my Instagram and share it with my partners, and patients too when I in front of them. But not all minerals are created equal. That's another thing that I want to make sure you guys know. And at Colorescience, everything we do is mineral based, so we do not put any chemicals or anything in our products. So safe immediately post procedure, anything non-ablative. But not all as I said, not all minerals are created equal. So in our total protection formulations of SPF, we have something called EnviroScreen technology. So we have been deemed the SPF goddesses of the industry because we do something so unique that protects the skin in ways that no other sunscreen will ever be able to compete with. And basically what that is, and what that EnviroScreen technology is a triple coated mineral that we formulated and patented that minimizes the number of free radicals that penetrate the skin generated by UV light and pollution. So it's pretty cool. It's very science driven. If you wanted to learn more about the EnviroScreen technology, I love talking about it because I find it fascinating. But again, that's what's in every single one of our total protection products carried at Lux is that unique EnviroScreen technology. So we have the Total Protection line, as I just mentioned at Lux, and we really want to make sure we're bringing next level innovation at all times to our partners, to our patients. So as Jasmine mentioned at the beginning of this call, I mean, our Total Protection SPF is for men, women, kids, adults, light skin, dark skin. I mean, it works for everybody. So it's really, for everyone, every day, and every type of lifestyle too, from active to indoors. We protect from it all. So I want to just quickly dive into what makes EnviroScreen innovative with our patented technology, just a little bit more so you guys kind of understand. But I don't want to bore anybody either, because again, this is a lot of science, but it is very fascinating. So basically, I want to just kind of review that when we describe our EnviroScreen technology, it doesn't just stop with the zinc and the titanium dioxide. We also incorporate proven cutting edge antioxidants in the formulation, like vitamin E, grapeseed, pteropod, sunflower extract, as well as calming ingredients such as, zinc itself is actually niacinamide, are both very calming. And then also we include moisturizing ingredients too, like HA, hyaluronic acid, and phytomoist. So we want to make sure we're keeping the skin healthy as well. So regardless of whether you are using our powder, which is a go-to that everybody should have, obsessed with it, these formulations that we create and provide can all be applied without looking like you have sunscreen on your skin, like without feeling like you have anything on your skin. And you're getting protection from everything that ages the skin. So it's pretty cool, especially now that we're in front of our computers more. We're constantly in front of our screens with our phones. It's protecting from those things that are also aging the skin. So I want to forward on to the things that do age our skin. And one of them that's listed on here is pollution. The other is HEV. And then IR. So high energy visible light from our screens also age the skin. And then infrared also ages the skin. So in our formulations, we have antioxidants that are, protecting, they're calming, and then again, hydration. So in this brush that I'm sure everybody has seen at the practice, we have those ingredients in that product, of course, as well. So all right, I'm going to advance to the next slide. So if anyone has any issues with hyperpigmentation or rosacea, so important to make sure you're protecting your skin, throughout the day with reapplication. So this just kind of is a diagram that walks through how it exacerbates certain skin conditions. This slide here shows a picture of the United States and how the harmful effects of sunlight can be, worse in certain areas of the country, and also pollution. But environmental pollution is increasing dramatically, not just in the US, but of course around the world. So our Total Protection is combating that factor as well. So you'll see that demonstrated here on the map of the US. And it really, pollution affects our ability to maintain healthy skin by causing irritation, blocked pores, and accelerating photoaging as well. So let's talk about the products that are offered at the practice. Again, this is kind of a fan favorite, a patient favorite, a favorite by many dermatologists, plastic surgeons, estheticians, but even yourselves. But this is our Brush On Shield SPF 50. So it comes in 4 shades. We have fair, medium, tan, and deep, so we can accommodate all of our skin tones, and it looks like nothing's on the skin. So this one that I have here is the medium shade, which is my go-to. If you guys can see my complexion, hopefully, through this lighting here, but it's usually our most common popular shade. And again, just easy to use. I love to demo this for patients if they've never used it before, but if you've never used the brush on SPF before, you want to flip it, tap it, and then I say just give it a little flick to make sure it's flowing. And you'll see a little poof of powder start to kind of flow through there, and then you'll know it's activated. So the brushes are sweat and water resistant 80 minutes. They're convenient on the go, obviously for reapplication, and they are protecting you from all of the environmental factors that age the skin. Any questions on the brush on SPF 50? Are there any users on the call of the brush on SPF 50? If not, hopefully you will be after today, because you'll realize how important it is to reapply.
Yes, I am getting people saying yes, and I love it. And oh, I think Christine, one of our estheticians, is on to say hello too.
Oh, hey, yep. Christine.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah, I love this product. I carry it, I have it in my purse, you know, to reapply through the day. I just love it. I think it's awesome too. We have a lot of patients who, you know, play sports like tennis or golf in the afternoon, and it's just so easy. You know, if you have makeup on already, you know, just to throw it on really quick and get covered before you go out there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely, you know, first to market, second to none. We like to say we, you know, really are the founders of the brush on SPF, and will always be due to the technology that we have in there too, of protection, and just the formulation as well, because it's such a fan favorite with everybody, from men to kids to teens to men, women. It really works for everybody. Another thing too, I love to call out about the brush is that we are the only powder sunscreen brush recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation as an effective broad spectrum sunscreen. So that's a big deal too. But yeah, so thank you, Christine. Though I'm glad that you're a user and you know you reapply, and hopefully you're sharing with your patients the importance of reapplication, whether it's summer, fall, winter, spring, inside, outside, is something we should all be doing.
Oh, definitely.
Somebody did comment, and she said she loves it for her scalp, her hands, and her ears. And I agree. I put it on my babies. So, you know, I don't want to put sunscreen in their hair, but their hair is so thin. Like I have a 10-month-old. So this summer she has Colorescience on her head, and it's water resistant. So that's great. Somebody else said patients may also appreciate that they are reef safe. So they're good for the environment too. I agree. We have.
Absolutely.
And then one of our employees wants to know, have you shown the water test yet? Or are you going to? Oh, Lauren, you muted yourself.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm happy to. And you know, I'm glad that you called that out, because everybody loves the water test. And I just happen to have my jug of water here. And I can show you guys this quickly. Hopefully you'll be able to see it through the screen here. Should be able to, but this is really eye-opening too. This shows how it really protects the skin when it's on, you know, when we're applying it and doesn't, you know, clog our pores. It's really protecting and acting as a true shield. So I just poured some water into this beaker. You guys can see that. And I always have a hard time doing this, but I'm gonna pour the contents of this brush into this beaker of water here. And then I'm gonna show you guys the magic, but most importantly, how it's really protecting our skin. And this water demo is the perfect way to do that. So I just poured that in there. And what I'm gonna do, actually grab this, just going to use this. I don't have any whisks on me right now, but if you see, I poured that whole brush into this beaker of water. And if you try to mix it into the water, it's not going to cloud the water. So you're going to see how it's, you know, truly the purest form of minerals, but it's also acting as a barrier. And hopefully you guys could see this, but you'll see when I stick it's a pencil, but it still does the trick, but you'll see that it's like protecting like a barrier around the entire pencil. But if you pull it out, the pencil is also completely dry. So it's just, you know, it's so cool. I love showing this to people and in person too, and you can even see when you stick your finger in there, just how it really, you know, acts as a barrier and protects and stays dry. So that's the water test. Did I miss anything on the water test, guys, that have seen it before that you want me to talk about? If so, please just let me know. But it's a pretty cool experiment. It keeps my 12-year-old entertained sometimes too when he's home. So great science experiment for kids if you want to show them that. So that's the brush. But the other things I want to talk about, because I know our time is limited here today, are the other products that are now being offered at Lux that's part of our total protection portfolio. And one of them that we've recently brought in are our color bombs. So I am obsessed with these. They're so easy to use. They are SPF 50, and I think I do have a presentation on this. I love this before we move on to the color bombs. This kind of shows what you could look like if you're using non-Colorescience physical sunscreens, and what you can look like makeupless, essentially, on the other side with total protection SPF. She looks gorgeous, and she does have our new color bombs on, which I'm going to talk about. So let's see. So I guess from here, I want to just jump to this really quick too. Besides the color bombs, because I don't have them in this presentation because they are newer, but we also recently brought in our Total Protection Sport Stick SPF 50, which is amazing for people that are really active, of course, too, but you know, men, kids, my son, I make sure, like, when he was, you know, outside and at camps and stuff, was taking this with him. But it is has the virus screen, the SPF 50, hydrating, softens and conditions the skin, and it's a universal shade that blends in sheer, so it's not going to leave any white cast. So recently brought those in. Those retail for $29, so a really, really affordable sunscreen with so many benefits as well. So with that said, I want to kind of share, and hopefully you guys can see the color bombs. I'm going to swatch on my hand, but this is the berry. So I'll just swatch them first. But this is a beautiful color, and all three of these shades can be used on eyes, cheeks, or lips. And you've got the bronze. And then you have the blush, which I know is not easy to see on the screen, but it's one of my favorites as well. But those are the three shades in the color bomb. So again, eyes, cheeks, lips, SPF 50, and virus screen technology. So it's in multifunctional. So on a daily basis, I love to put on my SPF, of course, all over my face in one of our liquid formulations, but I then follow immediately with our Total Eye, which I'm going to demo for you guys really quickly. This is another product that is available at Lux that is a must-have if you have any eye concerns, which who doesn't, and you just want to pick me up, but you want the treatment, you want the SPF protection, and you want that quick lifted appearance right away. This is a must-have product, but I start my day off with Total Eye. Sometimes I reapply if needed. Long days in front of the computer screen. And I'm getting lots of treatment benefits from tightening to hydration to addressing darkness, puffiness, and then of course SPF 30. All of Colorescience products have SPF. So another thing to note. And then the other thing, or the next step I do in my daily routine is I'll take one of these color bombs, and I usually go with bronze, but you can use bronze, blush, even berry looks pretty on the eyelid, but I'm going to show you guys a quick and easy, simple, everyday look for pretty much every skin tone, and just do a wash of the bronze on my lid. You can even use it to contour the cheeks. Some, you know, depending on your skin tone, use it on your lips in the bronze, but with my skin tone, I typically like to just use it on my eyelids and maybe a little on the cheeks to give me that bronze look. And then you've got the berry, which I'm just gonna, you know, this is my personal color bomb. So I usually just kind of put it on directly from the container here. This doesn't feel like anything. It's weightless. I'm getting SPF 50 protection, and you know, it's easy. And then the next color that we have in the color bombs is the blush. So again, I sometimes will use this on my eyes. You can use it on the cheeks. And then just kind of blend it in. And I'm just doing this side of my face so far. Hopefully you guys can see. But it's natural and I'm fully protected. And then throughout the day, I simply just, I use my brush on SPF every 2 hours to reapply. It doesn't affect the color that I put on my skin with the color bombs. Use it on my neck. We all are trying to avoid aging neck, so definitely never want to forget about the chest when you're protecting your skin as well. But super easy, and I'm completely protected with EnviroScreen technology, 100% physical SPF, and you can face the day confidently knowing that you're really makeup free, and you're protecting your skin from everything that can potentially age it, and you look beautiful all at the same time. So who doesn't want that? So with that said, I think those were the main things that we wanted to review with you that we carry at Lux from Colorescience. So we do have a nice selection of SPF with color. We are Colorescience, so to choose from, so it makes us unique. I know we do have a really cute kit, and Jasmine, you can chime in if need be, but that's offered at the practice. That comes with all 3 of the color bombs. I believe we had those at some point.
We do. I love it. And that's somebody asked while you were showing us that. She said that she was going to ask you what your favorite color was, but you said you like them all. And when we first got them, the only one we sold out so quickly. I was going on vacation, so I bought the berry, and I used it as my blush. And I thought it was going to be too dark because I'm so fair. But yeah, it's not, because they blend so well. But
exactly,
when you can't decide which one to get, the kit is amazing.
No, absolutely. And it is a buy 2, get 1 free value. So it's like, if you can't decide, get the kit. You can't beat the value of it. And you can really do your entire face with these every morning and, get that nice, fresh, completed look with total protection.
Plus, right now, this week, Colorescience is 20% off. So you get to buy 2, get 1 free, plus 20% off. So that's you can't beat that either.
Exactly. So great value. And then the brushes, everything with Colorescience is 20% off this week. So great time to take advantage of your reapplication SPF. That's also protecting you from everything, especially if you're sitting in front of a screen more now than ever before. It's a must-have. I keep it right next to my computer, and just every 2 hours, it's like a habit. Take a sip of water, reapply some total protection with the brush on SPF. But again, yeah, great must have. And I like to encourage people to stock up on those because they do make great stocking stuffers too, because everyone can use them. And once you even like gift them to someone, they're more than likely going to ask, for you to get them another one, next year, because everyone loves it. And then last but not least, the total eye that I put on just this eye, we do have available, of course, at the practice too, 20% off this week, which is a game changer. Everyone needs it. If you have eyes, you need total eye. Everyone at Lux probably has heard me say that. So definitely something to take advantage of. And then again, the new active sport stick that's on the screen right here is one of our newest additions. So you have kids, or if you're on the golf course, or if you play any sports, or you want something for on the go, this wouldn't be something that you keep on your vanity. It'd be something you keep in your gym bag or your beach bag or your tennis bag or yoga, whatever it is, for protection. And it does not leave any white residue. It's nice and sheer and weightless with that 50. So with that said, I feel like I hope that we've covered a lot of information on the difference between physical versus chemical sunscreen, what sets Colorescience apart from other SPF options, and that is our EnviroScreen technology. So again, just remember Enviro, it's a big deal. It's protecting you from pollution, the UVA, UVB, and of course, the HEV and IR. Hey, Jane.
Lauren, hi Lux. How are you guys? I know you're wrapping up, and I've been on the call since about 3:30, so I apologize for coming in a little tardy. I do want to make one quick mention. You just said about the sports stick being on the go, and I 100% agree with that. My husband loves it. He is a golfer, and he unfortunately he shaves his head, so he doesn't have a lot of hair up there to protect his head. And he's had skin cancer before. The one thing I would say, and the reason why we made it this way, is it does go on white so that you can see where you've placed the product. So when my kids were little, I always missed under their eyes and their high cheek area because they never wanted to get anything up close to it. So the great thing about that sports stick is it does go on white, but it does dry down clear. And to Lauren's point, very, very lightweight and fragrant free. So that is just one of the things that I think if you're not prepared to see that white cast on, at least initially, just to make aware that we do it on purpose so that you can actually see where the kiddos and yourself have applied the product. And then a quick wipe, a quick rub in, or just let it dry, and it will dry down to a clear finish. So I think that's the only caveat that I would add to that total protection line. But I'm with you, Lauren. I've been nothing but color bombs. That's been my makeup routine since we started with COVID and working from home. I love all the colors, and I did the berry today on my eyelids and on my cheeks, and I probably have eaten off, but I had my blush on my lips today. So all three colors are great, and I love the trio pack because it just makes it so easy. And I gift our Colorescience Sunforgettables, the brushes. I gift those at Christmas time, and then all of my friends with new moms and dads, they get a brush because it's just so great to be using on babies 6 months of age and older. So love, love, love them.
Thank you, Jane. I love when you share your stories too. And I love that your husband Norm loves the new active sports stick.
Absolutely.
Men are really enjoying it. So I hope that, in summary, I hope that, during our time together here for this interactive event with Lux, that, we've given you the facts about what sets us apart, why sun protection is so important, and how advanced we are with our environmental protection in our products as well. So total protection with EnviroScreen will provide you with easy application. It's mess-free. It's water resistant, sweat resistant. Our products are for everyone, and it should be included in every skincare and beauty routine. So it's for everyone, every day, everywhere. So we invite you to take advantage of our promotion this week at Lux with a 20% off discount, which is amazing, and protect you and your loved ones with the very best in SPF. So I'll leave it open if anyone has any questions or comments. To stay on another couple minutes if time permits, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone may have.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lauren. I just sent everyone 2 links in their chat box. The first one is the link to all of our events that we have going on between now and the end of the month so that you can register for the next ones. If you miss any of them, they will be on our YouTube channel, like I mentioned before. And then the second link is the link to the store where you can shop online. You can also take advantage of the specials by calling and, of course, stopping by. Do you care, Lauren, if you stop sharing your screen real fast? And I'm just going to share mine just so they can see the rest of the like the specials and events for the rest of the month. And then, of course, use that chat feature, or if anybody wants to unmute and ask a question, we can do those too. Okay, wonderful. And I'm going to share my screen. Okay, will you verify for me that you're seeing a screen that has a black background and says Lux Virtual Open House? Okay, I see the nods. Wonderful. Thank you. All right, hold on. So this is Lux Virtual Open House. It's happening all month. Of course, I've been saying we would prefer to be doing this in office. I think, you know, Laura and Jane, we all would. But we can't, so this is our next best option. So we really appreciate everyone who has joined us for these virtual events. So the 30 Days of Luxury, I have them listed here. Last week is over. This week it's 20% off lasers. We chose lasers to go with Colorescience because if you're doing lasers and getting rid of dark spots and brown spots and you care about that type of stuff, you need to be using a good sunscreen. The Lumen Skincare is all month. Abaji is all month. And then Dysport, Restylane, and Sculptra. If you've missed any of these specials, I'll tell you a little surprise. The rest of the month, at the end of the month, the 28th, 29th, and 30th, we're going to put everything back on special. So making that special announcement to those of you that are joining us, so you'll have a second chance to take advantage of everything. And then lastly, our winner for today is Chelsea S. So call me at 843-757-3223. You won a 3-pack of the Balms, a Sunforgettable Medium Brush, and a Sport Stick, I believe. So we, again, appreciate everyone who was here. And let me check my chat real fast to see if I got any more chatting.
Chelsea, if you're on, that's a nice win right there. Love those.
Yeah, let me see here. Oh, I got it. I have a chat. I wonder if she said, yay, thank you. You are welcome. Give us a call and we'll get your stuff together for you. Let me see if I have any other chats. And if not, I don't want to leave anybody with any unanswered questions. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us. And I hope everyone hold on, we got a question. We got something on Facebook, but it was about something else. Oh, Chelsea says she has an almost 6-month-old. So yeah, you will love that on the baby. It honestly, for me, for both of my babies, it was the only sunscreen I felt comfortable using like at that age. And I really did feel like I was getting good protection. So Chelsea, I'm glad that you'll be able to use it on her. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. And we hope that, thank you. We hope that we will see everybody in office soon.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good night. Yeah. Thank you for having us, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye.